Kamala Harris could be about to make history. In November, she could become the first woman and the first black person to become Vice President of the United States. Women are the key voting bloc in the US. In the 2018 midterm elections, 55% of eligible women voters went to the polls, compared to just under 52% of men. And black citizens turn out to vote in larger numbers than any other ethnic groups in the US, like Hispanics and Asians. And when it comes to black women, they are the key constituency of the Democratic Party.
Black women are important, first because they vote. We know they vote at very high rates. We know they vote at high rates for Democrats. And so if you are a Democrat and you seek to win an elected office anywhere where black women are in large numbers, you need them on your side. But beyond just their own voting, they do the work of organizing. They are the people who are volunteering. They are donating their funds. They're getting their family members out to vote.
Over 90% of black women voters have turned out for the last 3 Democratic presidents, and Joe Biden would not be the Democratic candidate for president without them. In the South Carolina primary, they saved his campaign. Now that Kamala Harris is on the ticket, Democrats think that number could go even higher.
I'm thrilled. I'm very excited to see her. I'm excited on 2 levels. First, as a black woman, it's wonderful to see that kind of representation, to see someone who looks like me attaining the highest office or access to the highest office in American government is a great thing. But also as a political scientist, it's great to see the Democratic Party respond to one of its constituencies.
But there are other groups that are key too, especially in the so-called swing states. The Hispanic vote is key, as is the growing number of Asian American voters. Together with the black vote, they make up nearly 26% of the US electorate. But even though demographics are changing in the US, the electorate is still overwhelmingly white. Nearly 70% of all voters in the US are white, but the numbers are declining. Those demographics are reflected between the 2 political parties here in the US. 53% of whites tend to vote Republican. 42% lean towards Democrats. And when you factor in the unique way the US conducts its presidential election through the Electoral College, then whites and Republican voters tend to have a more built-in advantage, at least for now. But things are changing, and that is reflected in the top of the Democratic ticket for this year's presidential election. Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.